Some of the most impactful and revolutionary guards in basketball have been Curry and AI, who proved a little bit of heart goes a long way, no matter their size. In recent years, however, a new name has come to light. Meet Jalen Brunson, the hungriest player in the league.
That was fun.
If there's anything this past year has shown us, it's that Jalen Brunson is actually ruthless. Brunson isn't just a New York Knicks star, but the most overlooked and underappreciated player in the entire league. But how did Jalen Brunson make the jump from a no-name to a superstar? Stick around to the end to find out how Brunson was able to get the nickname, him.
Lowry got the pick. DiVincenzo comes out of the pack. DiVincenzo finds Brunson. Great defense here by the Sixers. Brunson gets a prayer of a bounce.
It wasn't until his last season with the Mavericks when Jalen Brunson started making a name for himself. He had his career-high average in points with 16.3 and playoff-high average of 21.6, the second highest on his team. Flashes of a superstar were beginning to show. You can already see in every fast break, he isn't afraid to go into his defender, regardless of the length the defender has on him. When creating for himself in this 15-foot range, he uses his strength to create shots and is able to easily knock the shot down with a hand in his face. He isn't scared to let the shots fly either. Although he struggled in the past, he was suddenly knocking down every catch-and-shoot three given to him with no hesitation. While this era was a huge jump in play, he still had a few things to work on. Before we jump into that, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us out a lot. Despite the improved play, Brunson was not re-signed in free agency. Immediately after joining the New York Knicks, it was clear he came to make a statement. The former Mavericks role player had transitioned into a borderline star almost immediately. It was only when the previously quiet franchise started shaping up to be an actual playoff competitor that something became apparent to the league. The kid from Dallas had a new fire in his eyes. The transition to New York had sparked a whole new version of Jalen Brunson that was becoming kryptonite to even some of the greatest stars. Although Brunson was left off the All-Star team, he had by far his best regular season, being second in points on his team, averaging 24, and leading the team with 6.2 assists. He led them to a record of 47-35, the highest wins the Knicks have had since 2013. That was a little insanity. Maybe it was mellow. A little bit of both. Either way, Brunson had increased minutes because of a bigger role in New York, and the lights were never too bright for him, as he showed New York and the entire NBA that he was a real bucket getter. He also improved his efficiency from three, jumping from an initial 34% to a whopping 41% in his first season with the Knicks. His overall field goal percentage also increased from 46 to 49%, while averaging 8 more points per game than his last season. Leading up to his role with the Knicks, Brunson had never really cemented himself as a threat who was able to score from anywhere on the floor. This would quickly change following his new status. He began to get both himself and his teammates more involved, which he showed by doubling his assists from his first season. The Knicks matched up with the Cavs in that year's playoffs, and even with versatile defenders such as Isaac Okoro and Karis LeVert on him, the Cavs came up short with no answer for Brunson. In this clip, Brunson is able to knock Okoro a few inches back to create just the space he needs to get to his spot and knock down the jumper. In recent years, he's also added a new aspect to his game, running into defenders and unexpectedly putting up a floater or shot before the defender is able to recover, or even put a hand up. Brunson's versatility was also clearly displayed in the fact that he got to the free throw line 392 times in his debut season with the Knicks, compared to 213 from the previous season, while also shooting an efficient 82% from the free throw line. Even while being smaller, he was confident in his ability to use contact and precise footwork, which led him to be unstoppable in scoring. After his first year in the Garden, his media coverage skyrocketed. ESPN analysts were quick to compare him to some of the best guards the league has seen. Modern-day Allen Iverson, they said. Both were fearless competitors and relentless scorers no matter their size. They proved with the right mindset and heart, all other factors wouldn't matter. He also drew comparisons to Steve Nash due to how dangerous he became in the pick and roll. Similar to Nash, Brunson proved that he too was able to score using his brilliant footwork while also creating for his teammates. Nash was also undersized, yet that didn't stop both of them, as their incredible playmaking, ball handling, and scoring right off the pick and roll was impossible for defenses to guard. However, unlike AI and Nash, Brunson had developed a defensive side similar to Kyle Lowry. The way Brunson was ready to take a charge by a man twice his size running at him like a train, you would think he was ready to die on the floor. He cared about winning more than anything. This shift is what took him from an average scorer to a locker room leader, a number one option on a team, and an MVP. He knew that he was capable of scoring, but it was the whatever it takes mindset that turned him from a role player into a superstar. This was best reflected when he ended up leading the league in charges drawn that year. While not being known as a defensive lockdown player, his hustle and defensive IQ made the difference on this team, with him drawing many game-changing charges in clutch time.
Conchar looking, gets it to Clark to Morant goes inside, layup! Oh, they wave it off, offensive foul! Jalen Brunson steps in and draws the charge.
If you made it this far into the video, comment on what team you think will win the NBA championship next year. Going into the 2023-2024 season, Brunson had a lot to prove. Coming off his best year in both the regular season and playoffs, Jalen Brunson continued to break barriers in his career, setting a new high in points, rebounds, and assists in his career, further cementing himself as the new number one option on his team. Brunson had his new career high in points in a single game on March 14th against the Hawks with 45 points and 4 assists on 47% from the field. 15 of those points were free throws, continuing to showcase Brunson's ability to draw fouls, a skill that separates good scorers from great scorers, seen in players such as Luka and Embiid. You can see that in almost every possession, Brunson's first instinct is to get contact rather than playing on the perimeter. His ability to get his defender in the air, maneuver around them, and still finish the and one is shown here. That year, he made his first All-Star team and first All-NBA selection, leading his team to their first 50-win season in over a decade. Jalen Brunson stunned the entire NBA as he averaged 35.5 points in the first round and had back-to-back-to-back 40-point games where he was looking unguardable. Making it to the second round for the second year in a row, he averaged 29.7 in the second round, dropping 41 in Game 1. This was the first time Brunson had led his team past the first round. You can see how Brunson has gained the ability to bulldoze his way into whoever stands in front of him and get to his spots at all costs. Even with the lengthier Aaron Nesmith as his primary defender, Brunson easily disposes of him without shying away from the contact. Going into the 24-25 season, the Villanova Knicks are ready to prove that they are a championship caliber team. As for Brunson, well, he's building what's shaping up to be an unforgettable legacy. As always, keep balling. Peace.